Hey everybody, Ryan Daly coming at you again with another episode of Super Data Brothers. Today we're talking about Cognos Analytics reports versus dashboards. What are they? What are they good for? And when should you choose one over the other? This has been a hot topic since dashboards first came out 5 or 6 years ago, and it used to be an easy question to answer because dashboards just didn't have that much functionality back then. But that is not the case anymore. So I will make all of this clear for you in this episode. But before we dive into it, go ahead and click the subscribe button down below to help this channel grow. All right, let's check it out. Let's take a look at dashboards. Now, dashboards came into Cognos in 2016 with the launch of Cognos 11. And one of the biggest advantages they have over reporting is they're highly visual and interactive out of the box by default. What do I mean by that? Okay, take a look at this dashboard that I have here. This is an energy usage dashboard that tracks the actual energy I use in my house. And I can really simply kind of slice and dice and filter it visually by, say, filtering to a particular season. Let's look at my energy usage for summer. Okay, now I'm looking at summer. Now maybe I'm interested in a particular time of day, and I can click at 2 p.m. here. And now I've filtered all the values that you have by summer and 2 p.m. so I can see how much do I spend at that time, how many kilowatt hours do I use, that sort of thing. It's very intuitive, easy for end users, and you don't have to do anything as a developer to set this up. Unlike in reporting, where setting up something that looks and functions like this would actually be a lot of work. So let me go ahead and swap into edit mode here and just kind of show you briefly. If I want to add a new visualization into this blank space down here, I can do it a number of ways. If I know exactly what visualization I want to use, I can just grab it, drag and drop it, and build it out that way. Or I can go ahead and use the AI assistant to generate this with natural language query. And this is not something that I can do in reporting. So if I type in here, say daily total kilowatt hours by day of month, Cognos is going to interpret what it is that I typed in there and then suggest a variety of visualizations that I might be interested in using. I can go ahead and kind of tab through them, see which one looks the best. Maybe I like this area chart. So I can just drag and drop this visualization onto the canvas. There are a lot of templates that will automatically size these for you, but I like to make things look just right, and I kind of have a tendency to freehand these a lot. So it was just that easy to add it in. I didn't have to know anything about how to build these. And when I put it in, any of the filters that I have are automatically applied. So you can see if I go ahead and remove this summer filter, so I'm looking at the full year, the visualization I just put on updates. It's just not like that in reporting. In order to build something that looks like this, you really have to have a decent amount of expertise. The final advantage for dashboards is that these are receiving a lot of investment from IBM. Every release has a lot of new dashboard features, whereas reporting is a lot more mature, and so the features are kind of being put in a more measured way. Now, what are the disadvantages of dashboards? One of the big ones is just a limited number of formatting options compared to reports. So I can make something that looks nice, that looks like this, but I can't make it look exactly how I want. For example, if I look at our total kilowatt hours by month chart and pop into the properties, you'll see I can do things like change the column padding so that there's some distance between these bars. I can choose to show or hide value labels. There's a lot I can do in here. But what I can't do, for example, is if I want to get rid of this padding or buffer so that the visualization takes up more of the available space to it, I don't have the option to do that. Whereas in reporting, I can change everything down to the pixel level and make it look exactly how I want. The final disadvantage of dashboards is really a lack of features around versioning, sharing, distribution, and the ability to make individual views. So if you look at the share menu, what can I do? Well, I can share a link, I can embed it. I can also choose to manually export this dashboard to PDF and email it to someone. But what I can't do is if you go out here and look in the content and I look at, say, the properties of this dashboard, I don't have the ability to schedule it. I can't automatically email it out every morning as a PDF. I certainly can't burst it. And I also don't have the ability to make a view of it. And what I mean by that is kind of a personal version of the dashboard that has my saved filters on it. Those filters that I put on here, these apply to everybody. If I were to come in here and say filter this to summer and click done, and then I save it, now anybody who comes in to look at this dashboard is going to see it filtered to summer. And that is a big disadvantage of these versus the report view capability that you get in reporting. Another thing to consider with dashboards is their relatively weak crosstab and list functionality versus reporting. If I come over to this tab, I have a cross tab and a list built, and they look okay, but they just don't offer nearly the formatting options that you get in reporting and that are oftentimes required, especially if you're working in, say, the Office of Finance. If I take a look at the formatting options of this cross tab, for example, you'll see I just don't have that much control over how it looks, not nearly what I need. And the same thing is true of this list. This is a huge disadvantage for dashboards. If you have crosstab or list focused needs, you're gonna have a hard time meeting them in this tool. So that covers dashboards. Now let's switch over to reports and see what's good and what's not so good about them. Okay, so here I've got a report open. And right away, I'm going to tell you the number one advantage of reports over dashboards is the fact that they have decades of use behind them. There's a ton of people out there who've built their careers on these things, and a lot of help to be found on the internet to do the really intricate types of things you can do here that you can't do in dashboards. Overall, the experience level and interactivity of the community around the Cognos reporting tool is a major strength for using it, especially if you're new coming on board. It is hard to learn, but there are a lot of people out there who can help you learn it. The biggest advantage technically that this has over dashboards is the really fine-grained control that you have over how this looks. I mentioned in dashboards, you really don't have formatting options for the crosstabs, for example. Let's take a look at the formatting options that exist for this crosstab. And we can see that there's a lot of things we can do here, but we actually have formatting options going all the way down to an individual cell. Let's say I want to put a thicker underline here underneath these cells. I can Control click to highlight them all, okay? And then I'll go to border, and let's do a solid line at, say, 2 1/4 point on the bottom of these cells. I click OK, and now you can see I have this solid line here, much thicker line than I had before. That's an example of the type of thing you can do in here that you can't do in dashboards. It's a really simple example, but it becomes very important when you're dealing with highly formatted requirements or regulatory requirements where reports have to look a certain way. In order to get them to look that way, you're going to have to use reporting. Now, in reporting, you really can make something look exactly how you want, and you can also output it the way that you want. Whereas in dashboards, we were very limited to how we can consume it and the ideas we consume it online in Cognos. Here you can see I can run to a PDF, I can run to an Excel file with formatting or without formatting. I can run it to CSV, run it to an XML. A lot of options here for how to get this data out of Cognos. And even beyond that, if we look at this object, we can see that you have this slew of scheduling capabilities as well, where you can say, hey, I want this to be generated in a PDF every Monday morning and go to these people. You also have the bursting capability here, where you can say, I want it to be generated as a PDF every Monday morning, and each individual gets their own personalized copy of the report generated by the system with no manual intervention. That's not something you have in dashboards, and if that's a usage pattern you need, it's a big reason to choose to build a report. The other thing I would mention here is report views. What that allows me to do is have this base usage report, but then I can create almost infinite number of report views on top of it that reference it, where it has my personal parameters or prompt selections saved, but it doesn't impact the base report. And that allows you to have a lot of governance and control over the content and give everybody a tailored experience. Now, at the end of the day, the biggest advantage of this is really that you can build literally anything in report authoring, and I mean anything. If you've ever been to my friend Cognos Paul's blog, you can see that with a little CSS and a little JavaScript, Paul's able to make Cognos do things that no other BI tool is capable of doing. Report authoring will give you the ability to build exactly what the requirements are, exactly, down to an individual pixel. Now, it might take a lot of programming, but you can make Cognos totally unrecognizable using report authoring and make it feel more like a mobile app or something like that. And this is something that I've done with a lot of my clients over the years. So really where report authoring fits in best is when you have really specific requirements or you have a big vision. Now, what are the downsides to report authoring? Well, the biggest downside is that while it's not very hard to learn, it's really hard to get good at. And that's a function of how much you can do here. Because you can do anything, you have to learn how to do everything. And that sometimes stands in people's way of really taking things to the next level. It also just takes a really long time to develop things in report authoring compared to dashboards. Let me show you what I mean. If I switch back to this dashboard and I want to add another filter at the top of the screen here, it's as simple as finding the data item that I want to filter on, grabbing that, like let's say generating hours, I drag and drop up here, and now I have this interactive filter available. It's that easy. What if I want to do the same thing in report authoring? Well, first of all, I need a space in this canvas to put that drop-down list. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and insert a new table here. Say maybe I want 4 drop-down prompts available. So I'll insert this new table with 4 empty spaces. And then I'm going to drag it up here so that it appears at the top rather than at the bottom. Okay, so now I'm going to want to add a prompt onto the page. So let's go ahead and add a value prompt in, and we'll go through the little prompt wizard and say, yeah, let's create a parameterized filter, and the package item we're going to filter on will be seasons, okay? And we'll make the filter optional and finish. And then now I need to come over here to query, and I'll say, okay, query 1, and I want you to use the value of seasons and display the value of seasons. And then I need to turn on the auto submit property. And now at this point, let's run the report in HTML, and you can see I had to do all of that to get the same sort of experience, a drop-down that allows me to select a prompt value, compared to dashboards where it was just drag and drop. So as you can see, you really have to know a lot more in report authoring in order to accomplish simple interactive tasks. And that's really the other thing that's challenging about this is the lack of interactivity out of the box. Just quick comparison. Remember in dashboards, if I clicked on any element of a chart, it would filter the rest of the page. Here, that's not the case. I can click on, say, this bar, and you'll notice it doesn't automatically filter the crosstab. There is some filtering capability you have in the HTML viewer, but not a whole lot. And overall, I would say those are the main weaknesses of report authoring. It's not very interactive, and it takes a lot of steps to accomplish simple tasks. And because of that, it's challenging for people to pick it up. Even though once you've picked it up, you can really carry it a long way. It's just hard to get over that hump. All right, so let's boil it down to when you're going to want to choose a report versus a dashboard. Well, the top reasons for choosing a report are going to be when you have file distribution needs outside of Cognos, CSV, PDF, that sort of thing, or when you have scheduling, bursting, or content archival needs. These things you can only do in report authoring. Dashboard's not even an option. Likewise, with the parent-child relationship that you might want to create using report views, you can only do that in reports as well. Now, while list and crosstabs are available in dashboards, they're far superior in reporting. And for that reason, if you're choosing the list or crosstab style presentation, I would choose reporting every time. Finally, when you have extremely specific design requirements, or when you're looking to build not just a report or a dashboard, but actually kind of an analytics app, report authoring is going to give you that flexibility to build whatever your vision might be. Those are the top reasons I would choose a report. Now, conversely, for dashboards, self-service is one of the #1 reasons to choose dashboards because they look so good and they're so easy to build. If you're a professional author, but you have a quick turnaround time necessary, or you're looking to work in more of an agile or iterative way, dashboards are going to be your best option for that because they're so much easier to build. When you want to do interactive data exploration, reports just don't have the interactive capabilities to do visual data discovery, and I would always choose a dashboard for that use case. When simple is good, dashboards are your best bet. They look good, they're easy to build, they're very simple to work with. And finally, prototyping. And this is a big one that I think gets overlooked by longtime Cognos report authors, is how easy it is to build prototypes and dashboards, even if you know that you're going to wind up building a report in the long run anyway. And so that's a big part of my final recommendation for you is start in dashboards and move to reports, because dashboards are so easy to build. What I really recommend you do when a new requirement comes in is you build a dashboard in production with production data and get it to your end users as quickly as possible so you can start to collect that vital feedback that will drive the development of the report that you know you're going to end up building anyway. That report will be much better for you having first provided a simple dashboard to start to generate ideas in your users. I hope this was interesting and clarifying for you. If you liked it, go ahead and click the like button, subscribe down below. And until next time, I'm Ryan Daly with Super Data Brothers. Take care.